Josh Dufort was the kind of person everybody loved.
He walked into a room and he lit it up.
He had dreams of being an actor.
Hi, my name is Josh Dufort.
It almost felt like he was destined to make something out of himself.
But then, the 23-year-old was murdered.
I'd just seen him last night. Like, what the heck happened?
The night he died, Josh left some terrified voicemails.
There was so much running and heavy breathing.
But police had little to go on. Was it a robbery gone bad? Or did Josh get involved with the wrong person? Shocking secrets and a plot to claim millions of dollars.
How do you not connect insurance fraud with the murder of my brother?
What really happened to Josh Dufort? Josh Dufort had everything going for him.
Josh was the most charismatic, outgoing, loving, adventurous person you'd ever meet.
He grew up in a small town in Michigan, but moved to Las Vegas to pursue an acting career.
He really wanted to make it big as an actor. That was his #1 goal.
Josh also had a passion for boxing, and that's how he became friends with Don Juan Futrell, a professional fighter known as DJ, who said he wanted to help Josh get on his feet.
DJ was trying to quote-unquote mentor Josh in many facets. He wanted to get Josh into boxing. He wanted to get Josh into any entrepreneurial situation he could.
He sounded like a great guy from everything that Josh would tell us, and it seemed like this guy knew how to get things done.
Josh and DJ talked about starting a t-shirt business together. And since Josh didn't have any money, DJ said he would help him get insurance.
DJ told Josh that under state law, he was supposed to have health insurance for their small business.
Still, something about DJ made Josh's loved ones uneasy.
This guy was being really generous for seemingly no reason.
Then, on the night of November 7th, 2010, Josh was out at a party when DJ called and asked him to come and work out.
He abruptly says, I gotta go work out with DJ, and that was all there was. He just left.
Later that night, Josh's girlfriend tried to call him and got no answer, but she didn't get worried until police called her early the next morning.
I actually woke up to a call from the police asking me if I recognized this phone number, and they rattled off Josh's number. They were searching a missing persons case, and Josh might have some involvement.
But there was no missing person. The police weren't yet ready to reveal what they'd found. Shannon jumped into her car and started searching for Josh. Later that afternoon, she got horrifying news. A jogger had discovered Josh's body dumped by the side of the road, about 3 miles from DJ's house. Sometime overnight, he'd been beaten and strangled.
I screamed. I felt like my life was over too.
And I just kind of collapsed and fell to the ground. I'd just seen him last night. Like, what the heck happened?
How had things gone so terribly wrong in just a matter of hours? One theory was that Josh was robbed on his way to DJ's house, but that theory didn't add up.
When the police found Josh's body, nothing was missing, shoes on, and he was strangled with his headphones to his iPod, and they were left there as well.
That night, Shannon and Josh's friends got together to console each other. They invited DJ to join them, but they found his behavior odd.
I mean, everyone there is obviously distraught and crying, but he seemed almost emotionless.
He was very monotone, spitting out these things you should be saying. Oh, I don't know how this happened. This is so crazy. And then he left.
Before leaving, DJ said he wanted to play them something. Some voicemails Josh had left him the night he died. Josh had gone home to change into running clothes. When he arrived at his apartment, he saw some men standing out front, and he called DJ. He seemed to recognize them and thought DJ would too.
That was what's to this day so confusing. He knew who they were, and he knew that DJ knew who they were. He's cursing up a storm. He's just pissed that these guys are at his place.
On the way to DJ's house, Josh left 2 more voicemails. By then, he sounded frantic.
He's saying that those guys are chasing him and that he needs DJ to help him. Extremely scared and on the verge of tears, crying and screaming out he needs someone to come get him. They're right behind him. And everybody just guffawed, blown away. What does this mean? Who are those guys?
The next day, police seized computers and a cell phone from DJ's house, including the voicemails. And then they found something shocking.
I was like, why is he tied into DJ with this? There's something fishy going on.
Inside DJ's house, police discovered paperwork for 2 life insurance policies. They were taken out in Josh's name and were worth a whopping $1.75 million. The beneficiary was none other than DJ himself. Josh's family was furious.
Josh was under the assumption he was filling out forms for health insurance. He was actually filling out paperwork for life insurance.
When DJ tried to collect the money, the insurance companies refused and filed a lawsuit against him. In a sworn deposition, DJ claimed he had no idea he was the beneficiary until after Josh's death. And there was another stunning surprise. DJ and Josh were listed in the policy as domestic partners.
Absolutely not. DJ just completely lied and put the domestic partner thing so that he could have some sort of legal tie to Josh listing himself as the beneficiary.
Josh's policies were big for a struggling actor, but DJ claimed to investigators Josh earned $180,000 selling their t-shirts on the Vegas Strip.
There were 0 t-shirts. T-shirts never happened.
I don't think Josh ever saw $180K in his lifetime. DJ was lying.
Then, investigators discovered a recording of Josh's phone interview with one of the insurance companies. Something didn't sound right.
And they asked questions like, what are your parents' names or when your birthday is? There was huge pauses, stutters, ums.
That's because it wasn't Josh.
The recording was not Josh at all. It was DJ's brother.
When the insurance companies confronted him, DJ's brother admitted he had pretended to be Josh.
There was complete impersonation of Josh for the life insurance policy. It was a lie from top to bottom.
But neither DJ or his brother were charged with insurance fraud because they never collected money. And although police call DJ a prime suspect in the murder, they say there's no hard evidence linking him to Josh's death.
How is that not obvious? How do you not connect insurance fraud with the murder of my brother? They run hand in hand.
DJ has never spoken publicly, but Josh's loved ones are convinced he hired the men who murdered Josh in an effort to get rich.
I think that the people who murdered Josh knew DJ. I think they were part of his plan. They followed him down a dark area of town, strangled him to death, and left. It was just a hired job to kill Josh, plain and simple.
7 years later, no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed.
Josh died for nothing. Nobody got any reward from it. Nobody went to jail for it. Nothing has changed except for the world lost Josh.